any YouTubers you liked who ended up disappointing you if and when you met them. How much is currently in your bank account? What is your real full name? So is being a full-time YouTuber as great as you thought it would be? How did you really grow? Most YouTubers won't tell the truth. Do you get annoyed when people put small YouTuber at the bottom of their comments? How much have you spent altogether on YouTube equipment? Oh no, oh god. Hey, what's up you guys? It's Annie. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am filming a video I was supposed to film months ago where I basically gave you guys my link to my telenym and had you guys basically anonymously give me all the questions you would ask a YouTuber if you could, or questions that YouTubers on average tend to avoid or not want to answer. Then I just ended up never actually getting around to filming this video, and today I had a empty filming slot and figured why not actually film this video I promised months ago. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy me exposing myself and my fellow YouTubers. Hope you guys enjoy, and let's get right on into it. So the first question is, should I make videos on trending topics for views or that I want to make as a small YouTuber? So I 110% believe in the 80-20 rule that basically says 80% of the videos you make on your channel are for whatever you want to talk about regardless of how many views they get, and then about 10 to 20% of the videos you make are more for like popular topics that get you views and help you to grow your channel, just so that you have a good balance between the two, but the majority are videos you want to make regardless of the views. So I think that is a pretty good balance to follow. So then this second question, any YouTubers you liked who ended up disappointing you if and when you met them? So I'm obviously not going to name names, but there is a YouTuber out there that is pretty up and coming, that is pretty well known right now. If I said her name, probably everybody would know who I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna leave it at that and say that this is a YouTuber I have personally had experience with, that a lot of my other friends have had experience with, and she's not the person that she appears to be in her videos. Let's just leave it at that. Question number 3, how long does it take to make proper income on YouTube? So I don't think there is any set like timeline or time zone for this. I think it's up to each individual YouTuber and how many revenue streams you have and when each one of those revenue streams ends up working out for you. So if you're making decent money off of ADSENSE, or you're making really good money off of affiliate marketing, or you sell merch that makes a lot of money, or you have a separate online store connected through your YouTube channel, I think it's really up to each individual person and how many streams of income you have and how well each one of them does for you. It's different for everybody. How much is currently in your bank account? So I'm gonna just say that there is about 5 figures in my bank account because I'm not too comfortable talking about specific amounts on the internet, so let's just say 5 figures. Why do y'all clickbait? So I think personally there is a big difference between clickbait and misleading. So I think clickbait is literally anything you put in your title or thumbnail that gets clicks, but I think it's very different from misleading, because if I say how I make $10,000 a month on YouTube and in my video I tell you exactly how I make that money, versus if my title is a vlog on how I almost died and then in the video I literally just fall into the pool, I think there's a big difference between clickbait and misleading. But as far as why do we clickbait, basically because it gets views. Does hate affect you more than you let on? So I can't really say the hate really gets to me, but obviously if somebody's hate comment is something that literally points out your biggest insecurity, yes, it's gonna like stab at you and take a little piece of your heart, but I have pretty much taught myself where hate is coming from and how much, or in this case, how little I really value their opinions, and it's not gonna do me any good or anything positive to harp on their comments and think about it all day long. So I've pretty much gotten myself to a point where I see a hate comment, I ignore it, maybe delete it if it's really inappropriate, and then just move on with my day. But yes, there will never be a point where I see a hate comment and it doesn't get to me whatsoever. Should you hide your subscriber count until you reach 100 subs? No, I don't think you should ever hide your subscriber count, because then somebody goes onto your channel and they see that your sub count is private. Then instead of you being able to tell them, oh, this is why my sub count is on private, you're not there, so they can just come up with whatever theories they have. This person is too afraid of numbers, this person is insecure about their number, this person thinks too much about their number, and honestly just causes all kinds of things that are unnecessary and won't happen if you just leave your sub count on public. So I don't think it's a very useful thing to do or a very necessary thing to do. Have you ever wanted to quit YouTube? So definitely a lot more in the last few months. I've been dealing with a lot of harassment in my DMs and my emails and messages that have definitely left me with some mornings where I'm like, what is this all worth and what am I doing to myself? But ever since I've started to slightly kind of like change up my content a little bit, that has definitely gotten better, and I've kind of reminded myself of why I started YouTube in the first place. And truthfully, honestly, if I ever did did quit YouTube, I would be so miserable and unhappy without it. So even if I did think about quitting, I don't think I ever really could. How do you stay motivated to stay active on YouTube? So this is probably one of the most common questions I get on my live streams, like how do you motivate yourself to film or to do YouTube? Honestly, I think if YouTube is your true passion, you don't have to motivate yourself, versus if you're just doing it for all the wrong reasons, it's gonna be so hard to force yourself to plan a video and film a video and edit a video, because those things take hours on end to do. And if your head's just not in the game and you're not passionate about it, you're never gonna be able to make yourself do those things because you have no passion or love towards YouTube. So I think motivation stems from passion, and once you are passionate about YouTube, motivation just kind of comes naturally to you. Was your family actually supportive of your channel? Yes, my entire family, and I'm talking like extended family, like my parents, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, everybody has been super supportive since day one. Nobody's ever like questioned what I was doing or told me it's never gonna work out or like get a real job. Like everybody's been super supportive since day one. I get messages and calls from my family all the time about milestones that I hit and like just letting me know they're so proud and stuff like that. So no, definitely my family's been supportive since day one. What is your real full name? So I get a lot of questions on this because I've had different names on different types of social media. So my full name that I was born with is Anne-Marie. That's my given name. But literally everybody in my life calls me Annie and has since day one, because I just don't like my name that much. So since all my friends and family and everybody calls me Annie, I just figured that it would be a good fit for my YouTube channel. So everybody, including on social media, everybody calls me Annie instead of Anne-Marie. Are you different off camera? So I've actually asked my friends this before because I want to make sure that I'm not putting on a fake personality or trying to be somebody I'm not, and my friends have assured me that 110% the person you guys see in my videos is who I am off camera. I'm bubbly, I'm loud, I'm all over the place, I'm a total extrovert, I love helping people, giving people advice, I'm like the mom of my friend group. So no, who you see on camera is 110% who I am off camera. Have you ever been scammed by a brand? Not scammed by a brand, but when I was a beginner YouTuber wanting to learn how to like make more money on YouTube and get into like sponsorships and everything, there is this girl who made herself out to be this like super amazing star quality like manager person who could like teach you how to make amazing money through a YouTube channel even with a small amount of followers and or subscribers. And I almost fell into her trap until I did some background research and realized she was a total fraud, and she wanted $9,000 when I was thinking about being her client or her student or whatever. So luckily I figured it out fast enough before actually giving her my money, but she almost conned me out of $9,000. So that is probably one of the only experiences I really have being scammed by a brand or somebody in the social media world. Are you jealous of other successful YouTubers? So successful and success is such a broad umbrella term. I feel like it's different for everybody, and I feel like a lot of people, especially newer YouTubers, see successful YouTubers as being somebody with 1 million subscribers, but I've seen people with 1 million subscribers who have way less views than somebody with like 10,000 or even 50,000 subscribers. And views and engagement is really where the money is at on YouTube, whether it's AdSense or sponsorships or affiliate marketing. The only thing that's going to give you money are views and audience engagement. So am I jealous of other people's money and how much money they're making on YouTube? No, because I feel like if you look at a lot of other people on YouTube, they lead very different lifestyles from what I do. A lot of them want to have big houses and massive families and like travel the world like 6 times a year. I like a very slow paced, very like calm lifestyle. So the money I'm making and the lifestyle I'm living and that YouTube is giving me is just fine for me. And I honestly don't really tend to compare my life to other people. So no, I'm not really jealous of anybody else's success, and I love seeing other people succeed and be happy. So more than jealousy, I'm actually very happy seeing my favorite YouTubers who I've watched for like 6 years be super successful and start businesses and start families and get married. So no, more than jealousy, I'm just very happy for them and love seeing them succeed. Do you feel like you've changed since blowing up on YouTube personality-wise? So definitely not in the sense this person is looking for, not that I've become like egotistical or full of myself or whatever. I think on the flip side of things, I've become a lot more confident and I've gained a like business sense and marketing like skills I've never had before. I think definitely seeing myself succeed and like get all this new success into my life has definitely made me more confident and develop skills I never had before having a YouTube channel. So personality wise, I think YouTube has made me a better person rather than a worse person. Why don't bigger YouTubers want to work with smaller YouTubers when you were once a small YouTuber too? So unfortunately, this comes down to person. Some people are much more selfish, some people are much more superficial and see people's value in their numbers. I've become very good at basically being asked by a person to collab or work together or do some other type of business thing and know right away who's looking for a shout out or clout or whatever, or somebody who genuinely just wants to have fun and do a fun collab, which is why I've done some collabs with some YouTube friends that have like under 1,000 subscribers, because those are people I love talking to, who I've met through the industry, who I want to work with and want to do collaborations with. But unfortunately, some other people don't have that attitude and only want to see their own personal gain in collabs. Unfortunately, they don't see any value in working with smaller creators, and unfortunately that is a thing in this industry. But it is not in my own personal opinion and my own mentality, if that makes sense. Do you find YouTube more stressful than you let on? Definitely not, because one of the best things about YouTube being my job is that I'm my own boss and I decide everything. I decide my upload schedule, how many hours I give to my job as a YouTuber, like how much time I spend answering emails, how much of the business side of things I do. So definitely not. Basically having it be my own job gives me much more control over how stressful things do get. So I think it's because I'm a YouTuber that it doesn't get stressful. Is being a full-time YouTuber as great as you thought it would be? Definitely not. It is 10 million times better. I could literally dedicate an entire like 20-minute video to all the reasons why YouTube is the best thing to ever happen to me and the best job I ever could have had. It is like eons better than I ever dreamed it could possibly be. Do you ever obsess over numbers? So when I was a newer YouTuber, like just starting out on YouTube, I was so bad with numbers. I would get so upset after spending hours on making a video and not seeing the views I hoped for. I was like so jealous seeing my YouTube friends get more subscribers than me. Like I was so bad with numbers. But over the course of like the last year probably, I've really learned in the marketing world what numbers and what vanities are more important than others, what actually matters to brands and people you work with, and what numbers you should value over others. So ever since then, I've honestly just stopped looking at view counts. I can't even tell you how many views my last 3 videos have because I just don't think about it. So no, definitely I no longer really obsess over numbers and they don't really matter that much to me. How did you really grow? Most YouTubers won't tell the truth. So basically everything I say in my videos, I've grown off of search rankings, being recommended on the homepage, being suggested to people, doing collabs, sharing my videos on social media, and basically everything I've said in past videos. How much have you spent altogether on YouTube equipment? Oh no, oh god. Way more than I should have, but you know what, it's okay. I mean, like I've bought like 2 cameras, 4 lenses, a laptop, a lighting setup, an iMac, like way more money than the average person spends, but I mean, it all goes back into my business, so I've kind of made myself okay with it. Plus, they're all deductibles in tax season. Do you consider yourself famous or well-known? I think I'm starting to get more well-known in the YouTube growth community. Like people like refer to my channel a lot, but not in the sense of like walking onto the street saying my name and having like fans coming running up to me. I'm not famous in any way, shape, or form. I just think maybe in the YouTube community, I'm starting to get my name a little bit more well-known, but definitely not to everybody. I'm in no way, shape, or form famous. How much do you really make on ADSENSE? Screenshots, please. Here you go. What would you realistically do if YouTube shut down unexpectedly? I am totally a glass half full person, so I don't think of like what ifs, what if this happens, what if this goes wrong, which is also part of having an anxiety disorder. So I prefer to look at things in a positive light and in glass half full. What if this goes the mile? What if this becomes my full-time job for the rest of my life? What if I can support my family off of this? I just prefer to look at the what ifs positive than the what ifs negative. That's just how my mindset works. How do people and strangers react when you say you're a full-time YouTuber? Honestly, people don't react as badly as people would assume. I feel like doing social media as a job isn't as out there as it used to be. Like I've been asked by my old teachers that I run into in the city, asking me like, so what are you doing now? Like, what are you up to in your life? When I say like I'm a YouTuber or whatever, it's not like looked down on anymore. So yeah. it's not that bad a thing anymore. How do you balance YouTube with a social life? So that again goes right back into the whole idea of being your own boss, having your own schedule, like you deciding everything. I can basically balance and plan things as I see fit. And again, because my whole YouTube process doesn't take me that long, I can just like plan my life around what videos or work or stuff I have to get done and find the perfect balance for everything. Do you get annoyed when people put small YouTuber at the bottom of their comments? I don't think anything drives me more crazy, because it's like you leave these super nice comments that make me smile and then go further down the comment and it's like, by the way, I'm a small YouTuber, by the way, check out my channel, and it makes you look so fake. So more than like just it annoying me or upsetting me, I just feel like it shows somebody's true colors and it's like, oh, okay, you're that kind of person. So yeah, honestly, like it is kind of annoying, but at the end of the day, I think it basically says more about them than me in the end. So yeah, it is annoying, but it's just one of the things that happens, and I think some bigger YouTubers have it way worse than I do, so I just kind of ignore it and move on. Do people ever get a little too personal in DMs, and how do you deal with it? So definitely, I've had some people who watch my Instagram stories and think they have a right to put their input into things in my life. Some people have told me to get therapy or do like things that are nobody's business to say. I've even had the other side of things where I've had like marriage proposals or people asking me to marry them so they can get a green card or a visa to Canada. Like I've had some real weird stuff in the past. So yeah, definitely there have been. Will marriage affect your YouTube career? So that's like definitely miles down the road, but I think that just like anything else, like if you have like a hobby that's super important to you, or if you're like a hockey player and that's like your entire life, I think if you meet somebody who's not okay with that or doesn't respect that side of you, then like it's obviously not gonna work out. So just like this is a part of my life, whoever I end up with is gonna have to respect that and understand that. And yeah, it's just one of those things that like YouTube comes with me, you take me and YouTube, or you don't take me at all, basically. Do YouTubers ever fake their experience / love of a product for sponsorships? 110%. And this is why I don't do sponsorships very often, because I don't want to come across as one of those people. But when you see one YouTuber that promotes like 5 of the same product with 5 different brands throughout the course of a year, it's very obvious they're not going to use any of those products throughout the year, because they're just doing it for the money or for whatever other purposes. So I think it's fairly obvious and very easy to tell when you're watching a sponsored video or you see an Instagram sponsored post, you're like, oh, that's totally just for the money. After the sponsorship is done, they're totally not going to use that product. So yes, I think there are definitely some people that fake it just for the money. But you know, their hustle, let them do whatever they want with their hustle. I do whatever I want to do with mine and stay in my lane.